Hello YouTube, Jonathan800 here. So today I'm going off the cuff with this one, but support companies are very useful in Hearts of Iron 4, and they can just simply make your division better for the most part. Here's your nice list of potential support companies, not all of them because Pioneers aren't showing because it is mutually exclusive with Engineers. Alright, when it comes to support companies, you got many different types. You got a general aspect seen in the research screen. You got engineers, recon, MP, military police, maintenance, field hospitals, logistics, and signal. So, ever since Arms Against Tyranny, they also provide different stats too, depending on where you're at. So engineers, they are mostly there for entrenchment and some improvements to just tiles in general. Bit pricey though in support equipment, I believe. Okay, recon company, they provide extra recon. I also believe, improve your artillery. Actually, it would say here, many of your stats. No, I have the 1940 stuff. There's Rangers. They can be really good. They're basically a much better recon company. Same with Airborne Light Armor. They are also a form of recon company. But let's say Armored Recon, this helps with hard attack with tanks. Cavalry helps improve soft attack of artillery. The other ones. And also when you go into doctrines, some of these help, like that signal. Air-land battle helps with recon here. Multiple doctrines also help, like every single recon, while others are just a few. Like in the infiltration branch, this helps plus 5% soft attack for infantry. And this one just provides flat reconnaissance for your recon companies. What is reconnaissance? Relatively useless. Your generals are gonna just probably roll whatever it is, whatever tactics they are gonna do in combat anyways. So it doesn't really matter, but it is useful on the defensive for sure, because you're gonna more likely to counter the enemy's attack. If we go back to here, military police. This got shadow buffed. So military police is pretty good at making resistance not a thing. What you want to do with this is you have a full cavalry division and you put in your military police. Because it's a percentage base, you just fill this up and you will use less equipment in the long run. Theoretically could do it with light tanks, but they're expensive. So let's go back and maintenance. This increases reliability of stuff and allows you to steal enemies' weapons. Decent. No, you got easy maintenance here. This makes your tanks cheaper and more reliable. Does reliability matter in tanks? Not really. Okay. So, field hospitals. This also got shadow buffed recently. Basically, people use it for either the XP loss retention, trickle back too. This also helps with war support, getting protected. So when you take a bunch of casualties, you would lose war support. This actually helps deal with that a little. Quite useful, and it also helps your infantry. Yeah, plus 10% extra HP. Pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't do anything. Alright. Field hospitals, I would say, are a bit slept on because this is really good on the defensive. The extra HP, if you couple that with the Spirit of Demand thing for mass assault, which gives you even more XP and or org reduction, you can kind of tank a lot of hits. After that, we got logistics. These are just pretty good in general. They make you consume less supply. And in areas with very little supply, anything past these 3 cities, everything in this area here, pretty useful. Kind of pricey though. Same with field hospitals. Signal companies, they are debatable in their effectiveness. Multiplayer, extremely good. If you use it incorrectly, extremely worthless. So the whole point of a signal company is to gain more initiative in combat, which allows you to roll better tactics and reinforce rate. If you get your reinforce rate up, or is initiative also reinforce rate? Okay, initiative is reinforce rate too. So basically, if you max this out, you can have like, let's say you are holding the Stalin line. You are basically, you slap recon, not recon, let's say field hospitals, military police, and what is it? Signal companies. Your troops are gonna be less likely to break, and they're gonna cycle into battle even faster. So you're holding Kiev, you're getting pounded on 2 sides or 3 sides, but your troops just keep funneling in and replacing those that are getting decimated. This prevents reinforced memes somewhat. Pretty useful, and can probably tear people's hair out. So after that, you got support artillery. This is by far one of the most useful support companies in the game, because line artillery is debatable in its effectiveness. I like it, but they're very expensive for decent benefit, but support artillery, much cheaper, and pretty much the same stats as line artillery. Another very important support company here is support anti-air, because this in single player is the only anti-tank you need, and also it makes cast less effective against you. Support rocket artillery, kind of like regular rocket artillery, but the thing is, I think it has less soft attack but more breakthrough. Breakthrough is pretty good in the fact that you take less damage while attacking. Pretty good. So when it comes to recon companies, again, you have multiple types. Each one has a slightly different thing. This like gives 10% extra movement speed to all terrain types. Cavalry, some. I believe motorized gives you the most in like deserts, 20% in deserts. So another thing. Note, these require fuel. If you run out of fuel, your troops, no matter what they are, will go at 1 km/h and get encircled, probably. Okay. Also, armored light armor or airborne, better than armored recon. What is it? There's armored car recon, but no one produces armored cars. They are actually okay. They do get a buff in some doctrines. Which one is it? Mechanized defensive. That's about it. Wait, mechanized wave. They also... Where is mechanized wave? Should be here. There it is. So, will anyone use them? Unlikely, because no one uses armored cars. So when we go back here, maintenance all right. Rangers. So some of your special forces will have, this is where you unlock them. Airborne light armor, along with the tank ones, depends on what tank you have. But it does have some base stats, which are good for the most part. So let's talk about Rangers. Rangers can be upgraded over time. They start as a, I wouldn't say weaker version of Recon, but they don't give you a bonus to artillery, which you can fix right here. So you can either pick better fighting in snow or better fighting in mountains. Depends on which you are. Let's say you're Finland, you just pick this one. Switzerland, you pick this one. And that's the only buffs to, what is it, Rangers. When it comes to Marines, you can't pick, I fight in jungles for some reason, or, like most people, you fight with Marines to naval invade, and this makes your naval invasions even easier. And then, I believe there's more fight help here with, this improves your line artillery as a Pioneer. Don't really need that as Marines, actually, because a 35 Marine is pretty good, but I've also recently used just like a 24 width, 26 width flat Marine with support companies, and it did work just fine. And this buffs all your regular Marines. Pretty nice. No one cares about Marine commands. And this one actually does help amphibious armor with plus 15% breakthrough, so pretty nice. Just realized amphibious landing vehicles minus 15%. These are really busted in general. I know for here, this gives you even more recovery rate with field hospitals. And this one helps signal companies give them extra defense. So these are really good at making your special forces extra special. So when it comes to support companies and how I would use them, so these are the main three I always put on my infantry, and then I can add whatever I want. I usually don't do recon. I don't see much of a purpose, but when it comes to mobile divisions, I always use recon because the extra speed is nice. Rangers are really nice. These just give you some flat improvements to many terrain stats. Another one I haven't mentioned actually is the flame tank. Let's quickly just make a design. Alright, so I just created a semi-expensive flame tank. You kind of produce these pretty quickly, so it doesn't really matter. And if you have a lot of factories, it really doesn't matter. So I try to prioritize getting some breakthrough, and yeah, I could have done 2-man turret, but we don't need all that much. Didn't realize how expensive stabilizers are, but anyways, you can make this dirt cheap if you want. Like, dozer blades, just why not? So here's a medium flame tank. Flat stats to everything, really nice. If we actually go to support companies, you can actually see how it improves over time. Just more and more attack on forts and urban. Same with regular engineers. They actually get more entrenchment too. As you see, this is all off the cuff. But either way, flame tanks, why not have them? Fuel, but these are just pretty nice and just blanket stats. As you see, the breakthrough actually does add up a little bit. Once again, breakthrough is defense while attacking. The regular defense stat also actually helps with breakthrough. Fun fact. Don't know if they fixed that bug yet. But medium flame tanks are your best one, because heavy has penalties and some, lights are weaker in most. Though I believe heavy is extremely weak in most tiles except for like fort and jungle, where it just like, not jungle, urban, where it just blows everything up. So yeah, flame tanks, pretty good. So when it comes to the infantry division I would pick these. Maybe this is like the only three you need. Maybe field hospitals, because not really this, but the recovery rate with military police is superb. It's really nice. Field hospitals are just nice for the trickle back. Really good with your special forces. That's probably what you need. Replace field hospital with any you want. like your flame tanks. This is your general one, also only 15. So yeah, this is the thing I would use. Replace field tanks or logistics with whatever you want. If you're fighting in only Western Europe, you really don't need logistics. Replace it with something else. With your tanks, support artillery, anti-air, flame tanks. Make sure your flame tanks are as fast as your fastest tank. My slowest tank is the light tank in this case. Pioneers are pretty decent with Marines and such. Rangers, good on everything actually, except mobile divisions because they are only as fast as cavalry. Armor recon only as fast as the fastest light tank you have. Motorized I would always pick motorized over everything else for the most part, except for infantry. Then it's cavalry. So yeah, that is all I have to say on support companies. Probably missing something. Not sure exactly what. But if you see some of my Marine templates, I will probably use something like this. Where I didn't mean to do that one. I'll have something like this. Maybe that's military police for the extra recovery rate. Maybe if I have complete air dominance and not fighting any armored targets, I'll replace the anti-air with maybe logistics. I usually don't mix and match the what are they? Special forces support companies because I usually just invest into one, then forget. So mix and match support companies to how you want. Nope, they cost support equipment. Support equipment is expensive, so choose wisely. Some are more expensive than others, like field hospitals. So yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, you know the deal. And this is Jonathan 800 signing out.